30-minute stories by the Givey. This time by Thehourglassoftime, who gave me the words Octavia, knife, night, grimdark, and lawn. An interesting combination. And so I present to you Harmonic Dissonance by the Givey. Come watch the breathtaking Octavia perform her rendition of Flight of the Pegasi every night this week in a limited engagement. Trixie stamped her hoof and tore down the poster. How dare she? She had bargained for months to get that night to perform, and that prissy little no-talent band geek was going to steal her night? No, Trixie thought to herself. Trixie will not stand for this. Vengeance must be wrought. Elsewhere, Octavia hummed a tune to herself as she watered her back lawn. If playing music was her passion, then her backyard was her favorite stage. She carefully watered each blade of grass, making sure she had distributed the fertilizer she used evenly. It's what gave her lawn its distinct color, and she would often invite Vinyl to romp and giggle as young mares were wont to do in her backyard. Finally satisfied that each and every plant was perfectly watered and fed, the musician went inside to prepare for the night's recital. Octavia performed flawlessly. The whole town was abuzz over it. All but one mare. She waited outside Octavia's dressing room, sneaking in the shadows. She followed the cellist all the way to the outskirts of the city, where Octavia's house was. Octavia, feeling she was being watched, looked around nervously, then giggled at herself as she entered the house. Trixie walked up to the door about 15 seconds later, opened it, and slipped inside. It was still dark, so Trixie was sure she would catch the mare unawares as she readied the knife she had brought for the deed. In the darkness, she never saw the bust of Merzart coming as it made a resounding contact with the back of her skull. When Trixie awoke, she was tied to a pole that was angled back slightly, her hooves bound together and her whole body stretched over it. A metal bin lay beneath her. As her eyes adjusted, she first noticed the stunning red lawn, then her knife, then the mare holding it. Oh, Trixie, this will never do as a proper instrument. She tossed the knife away and revealed a much larger knife. It looked like a bread knife, but without the serrated edge, and was wickedly sharp. It's so nice of you to volunteer to help me practice tonight. It's so rare ponies willingly assist me. Trixie tried to scream, but found her mouth gagged and could only gurgle and glare. The musician walked behind Trixie, and taking her neck like the bow of her trusty cello, she leaned the mare back and began to play. At first, the staccato pricks of the knife glided across Trixie's chest, leaving thin cuts that bled immediately. Then the allegro, each movement slicing deeper and deeper into the mare as she struggled for breath. Faster and faster the pace picked up, and with every stroke of her bow, deeper and deeper she carved her victim. Until finally, in a resounding conclusion, she cut deep, and the contents of the stomach spilled onto the ground. Trixie's eyes glazed over, pain taking her, falling nearly unconscious. Octavia tightened her grip on the mare's neck, and began to whisper in her ear, Oh, Trixie, never try to upstage me. The mare quickly drew the blade across her neck, severing her throat and ending her life. The blood collected underneath the corpse, and Octavia smiled. A job well done. Octavia hummed a tune to herself as she watered her back lawn. If playing music was her passion, then her backyard was her favorite stage. She carefully watered each blade of grass, making sure she had distributed the red fertilizer she used evenly. After all, it's what gave her lawn its distinct color.